You do not want to miss what Apex Legends just released today, especially if you are a major fan like me and you follow any Apex Legends YouTubers. This video is sponsored by EA, and today we'll be checking out the trailer for Genesis, which is the new collection event, guys. I gotta say, if you didn't see my video yesterday, okay, I made some predictions, okay? And I was wrong on probably in the biggest way possible. I was wrong in the biggest way possible. And I can't wait to show you guys. Then once we warm up, watch this, only a minute and a half, we're going to go into reading all the patch notes, and we're going to break it down for you guys because, you know, I'm a caster professionally. I know the high level. I know the casual level. I'll be able to break all that down for you guys and the design goals as to why they're doing it. So stay tuned, leave a like, and let's get into it, all right? Let's go. Here we go. Let's check out the collection event video.
Get ready. This one's ours. Fire's dead. Just got one more and I'm good.
Okay, I like the skin so far. We're rewinding time. That's what I'm getting from this.
Simple in and out. You got this, Nita.
Genesis, right? Back to the beginning, you know?
Warranted. Go back to boot camp.
How did G7 Scout? Has there been G7 Scout buffs? We'll have to check that out. Nurse, maybe? I don't know. Oh, wow. OG Kings Canyon and World's Edge. So, uh-oh. Are you kidding me? Did he just do a freaking 360 on the slash? I told y'all I was wrong. The Revenant Heirloom is here.
They did this to both of us.
I know what I came for. I'll get it one way or another.
I freaking told y'all. OG Skulltown in arenas. And Skulltown's just back. Another thing, I was unbelievable. Bro, it's going to be so weird playing Skulltown again. I'm so excited. So many of my early videos were in Skulltown. Just weird. It's like your old home being destroyed, and now it comes back. It's like, yo, you can go live in the home you built as a child. Oh, Revenant always behind Loba. I wonder why, buddy. We all know you like big backstories. Big backstories. Okay, let's go into it. So I was wrong about a lot of things, obviously, guys. I was really wrong about Kings Canyon and World's Edge. I thought they would be coming back as literally just maps in a smaller form or in just arenas, and they're really back here fully. The original Kings Canyon and original World's Edge, when they first launched in Season 0, where the game took off, got 50 million players in like basically a week or so, and Season 3 World's Edge, which really put Apex Legends into a new level. It was the first new map they ever had. This is a piece of history. So if you want to play this, and you haven't played it before, you got it in Season 4 or 5, anything after that, this is a piece of history that you'll be playing. They're going to be over trios. They're going to be 1-hour rotations. There's no better way to celebrate the legacy of Apex Legends than to visit these first iterations of iconic maps. I agree. You can hot drop in Skulltown, we know you will, and Thunderdome, which is the kind of counterpart to Skulltown, which is right back here. I'm sure most of you all know, and really fun spot as well. The train is back. Trains are here again. That was the first thing. If you've never played Apex Legends without a moving train, that is what Season 3 launched with in World's Edge, which made it so unique, so interesting. It's very wild. Capital City is there in an era before Harvester and World's Edge. Show your new friends, Apex friends, the terror of rotating through bridges. Oh my God, bridges, guys, bridges. This used to be my #1 drop zone, bridges. Unbelievable that that's back. I had a song called Bridges. They never went away. We got bridges. They never went away. You know I'm gone. And basically it's a song from my cousin Luke Christopher, but we would sing it like bridges. We would just, because I think it goes, the original song is something like, I forget what it is. Bruises, but we made it to bridges. So we have so many memories. Fuel Depot. I mean, gosh, man, this is taking me back. I love it. And we heard you. 5 minutes after we announced arenas, we were seeing pleas for Skulltown Arena. Well, here it is. The original Apex Hot Zone has seen a lot of combat through the years. First time we could say it's a host of fair fight. Circle the towers is Valkyrie, Pathfinder. Trap up the bottom floors is Caustic Watson. There's a lot of locations here. You know, I'm curious about how this is going to work, because I do feel that, like, Skulltown doesn't really feel like it's going to be actually the best arenas map. It feels like it's going to be hype and fun, but the best arenas map, I think people like Skulltown because of the chaos, you know, and in arenas, there's no chaos. There's very controlled environment. So this will be a good test to see whether people really love Skulltown as a map or not. Let's move on to the rewards and collections. Valkyrie's got a dope little skin right there. I like that one. Loba, she's got her thing going on. Revenant obviously takes the cake with the rewards and collection event, not only with his skin here, but obviously with the heirloom that's coming through. And we have the rewards track for everyone who's going to be playing a lot. Let's check it out, what you're going to earn. It ain't a collection event without new unlockables. Let's start with the freebies. As usual, the Genesis collection event brings a rewards track with new earnable cosmetics. Let's go a little, let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better. They say you can't go home, but hey, nothing wrong with a little nostalgia, right? Get ready to taste tears in your beer because OG Kings Canyon and World's Edge are back. Take a stroll through some classic landscapes and basically everything we already know. So you're going to get a gun charm. You're going to get this cool gun charm, a Nessie armored gun charm, another like this is a gun charm I think that's appeared already. So some things that maybe you haven't earned through other events that are coming. And because I think I remember this one with the Gibraltar when he had that like red skin. This is a Watson one, looks like kind of like the Watson skin I think they've been showing. That's some charge rifle, EVA 8 stuff. You know, a track that I'm not excited about, but that's okay. You don't have to be excited about every cosmetic. Not everything is everybody's, you know, opinion or exciting portion, but there's definitely some stuff to earn, so that's cool. You're going to earn 1,600 points a day, and challenges refresh. All the challenges also stack with your battle pass, so you can complete multiple at once. You can kind of be more efficient at it as well. And, of course, we got 24 themed limited time cosmetics. Now, this is pretty fire. I got to say, I like this one a lot. I do like this. All 24 items for direct purchase and in a Genesis event pack. And this is the big deal. Listen. If you don't get this Revenant Heirloom and you want this thing, this is how you got to get it. I'm sorry. You're going to be mad. You're going to be hating yourself. If you know that in 2 months, you're going to get paid. And you're going to use it to buy this Revenant Heirloom by unlocking 500, you know, loot packs. Just buy the cosmetics and get it now. You're going to save half the amount, 70% of the amount as you would be spending if you just unlock it now. I'm telling you, it is the best decision because I talked about this the other day. You will want them. There's no doubt. Everyone knows, hey, am I going to want this? Yes. So figure out a way. If you're really going to actually buy it one day, be cost efficient. You know what I mean? Don't do anything that's wrong for you, but be cost efficient. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I just realized once I didn't get the Wraith one and the Bloodhound one in the collection event, or really the Bloodhound one in the collection event, it took me until last season to unlock it based on getting all the other ones first and all the collection events that happened, and then finally going through packs, getting the Wraith one, going through packs. But it's a pain. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Okay, guys, here we go. I love this heirloom. I'm going to give this immediately. Let's rate it out of 10. I'm going to say this is an easy 10. Why is it a 10? Let's talk about style. Style, unique, yes. Menacing, yes. Fits with the theme of Revenant, yes. Talking about animation. Animation already looks clean. You know it's going to have some dope animations when you press the animation button. You know it's going to have some cool secret animations. The way that the scythe kind of extends and then also folds. It looks menacing. It looks deadly. This is absolutely a huge thing. And two, the size of it in game looks massive. And especially if you see a Revenant walking with this, is it a two-hander? Is it the first two-hander that we're going to see? No, Caustic's is a two-hander, but this one has that deadliness. And I love the way that they've put this together on theme, on style, on size, on animation. This to me is a solid 10 of an heirloom. And when it looks like who should this be? It's Revenants, right? And you almost say the Reaper of Death. That's the play, right? They're playing on the Reaper has a scythe, and Revenant's basically the Reaper of Death in Apex Legends, right? So this is awesome. Definitely going to be grabbing that. So stay tuned on June 29th when this launches. I will be grabbing that. You guys should be here in the notification squad. So here's how it goes. If you don't know, you grab the packs. You're going to basically get the chances of one event item is 50% event epic, 50% event legendary, one non-event item, which is a chance to be 70% rare, a chance to be 20% epic, and a chance to be 10% legendary. You don't know what that means? It's basically that you're going to get one event item, you're going to get two non-event items in a pack. Now, there's a 50% chance that your event item is going to be legendary. and 50% will be epic. You have either that. So epic or legendary is what you'll get with the event item. The non-event stuff that they've put into the packs, it's a 70% chance they're going to be rare, 20% chance they'll be epic, and a 10% chance that they will be legendary, okay? Here's what the store is going to look like. Beautiful looking store. Ooh, Dangerous Game, R99. The Spitfire, that looks like it'll combo with some nice skins. You can get like a kind of a caustic skin mashup, which I like. The Loba, Pretty Theft coming through. We got some R301 stuff from the past. This is a good R301 skin. A lot of stuff coming in from previous. See this Watson, from the same, I think, with like Gibraltar when he had that. We were talking about that gun charm that he had, and this from that same event. I forget what it was called. All right, now it's time to get into some balance, baby. Let's go balance. Come on now, let's talk about it. Octane. Launchpad cooldown increased from 60 seconds to 90 seconds. This is cool. Let me just zoom out just a little so you guys can see all of the text. So, Launchpad. Okay, so, wow. This is pretty amazing. This is a pretty amazing thing. It was 60 seconds. I mean, 1 minute. Every minute you get an Octane jump pad. That's incredibly fast. They're going to boost that up by 50%. Now 90 seconds. The note is that he's the most popular legend by a large margin, even after the stem nerf. What does that mean? It means that when people have a choice to pick Octane, they are picking him by far more than any other legend. When you look at games of Apex Legends, Octanes are in them by far more than any other legend, which means that his pick rate is very high. People argue with me in the comments about Gibraltar, and he's like, whoa, dude, what do you mean he's picked in every game? That's competitive. Across all of Apex Legends, Gibraltar is not picked very much, and that is a problem with his balancing. Octane is the opposite thing. People love Octane. He's a fun character. I think he's the most fun character to play in Apex Legends. So this is just a balanced utility thing to bring him back maybe within the realm of reasonability within the meta. I think it's okay. I'm glad they didn't touch it last patch and they just affected the stem, but I think this also will be fine. Octane will pretty much still be the same character. Revenant, slightly slimmed down hitbox. Oh, well, this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. Expect Revenants. All right, so what do we, so let's examine this. I was going to say one thing very clearly. Expect Revenant to have a significant increase in win rate. Let me tell you why. The number one most impactful thing in win rate that we've seen tweaked from a patch notes and then immediately amplified into a character that is consistent, because there's been a lot of changes. It's the hitbox. If you can get rid of low profile, or you can get rid of the decrease a hitbox or increase a hitbox, you clearly see a character get better or worse. Because on average, people are just hitting more or missing more or doing more damage or doing less damage to a character. And that shows up in the data of whether that character survives encounters, wins more games, and ultimately is better and has a better experience for players. So this is a big deal. Looks like they decreased the, he got a little waist slimmer. You know what I mean? Summertime, he got that waist slimmer right here. Look at that. That's a big difference, man. In fact, it goes like less than how big he is. So that's interesting. And then it seems like they slimmed this down a little bit too to match the size. Because remember, this is almost matching that. And now this is completely matching that. So his waist is going to be much slimmer. The same targets, though, seem to appear on the top part of his body. But his midsection is really slim. And his arms have definitely slimmed down as well, which is where you guys should be paying attention here. I mean, this is a very cool, very unique. It seems like they've also cut down this box a bit. You see there's like maybe half an inch of room, maybe a couple centimeters of room there. And look, there's really no room now with his knee on the left side. So this is just a really excellent change. I can't wait to see what they've done with his ability. Stalker, climb height significantly increased. Come on. How many times have I wanted this? Revenant should be able to unlimited climb, guys. He should be able to be a movement character in the way that he was, his lore, his abilities dictate. That's what he brings to the table. You know, he's got to climb that building. He's got to be able to get up and around and crawl and be sneaky and agile. And look at this. Climb height significantly increased. It's not literally unlimited now, but that boy can really climb. I cannot wait to try this. Silence duration decreased from 20 to 15 seconds. That's good because a 20-second silence is crazy, and 15 seconds is still very, very good, very, very impactful. Reduce the duration of death protection by 5 seconds while using the death totem. Okay, so this is interesting. We've had some issues with death protection and death totem being very valuable in some of these high-level engagements. I think that this is still pretty balanced. You can get what you need, but you will have to be significantly closer. 5 seconds of constant sprinting, slide jumping, or just moving is like a long time to take away from the ability that you had. So Revenant gets a buff and he gets a nerf. We'll have to see how that plays, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I personally am just really happy about Stalker, and I'm wondering how that might change the way Revenant can be played. The devs say Revenant's large frame places him at a significant disadvantage in gunfights, particularly against smaller legends who no longer have low profile. We're shrinking some of his hitboxes to counteract this disadvantage while also improving his ability to climb up walls and attack from unexpected angles. We know this can be frustrating given how silent he is, so we'll continue to monitor and add sound if necessary. That said, we're taking this opportunity to reduce some of the frustration that comes when playing against his tactical and ultimate. I think this is good. I mean, definitely if this starts to make Revenant a little bit more like hitbox plus Stalker and Death Totem still okay, could get Revenant into the meta, you know, like big time. He's been in the meta, but it could get him back like big time. And so that could be very interesting. I think I might go back to being a Revenant main. Who knows? Well, we're going to try that out. Lifeline. Increased hitbox size, mostly in leg and... Whoa. Whoa. Okay. I didn't expect this. This is probably because she wins a lot. I mean, I would say that this is a tweak because she wins a lot. So let's see where they did it. She said mostly in legs and waist. Let's see. All right. So they brought a little bit out right there in the midsection. They brought a little bit out right there again in the exact middle. These legs look to be closer to the edge. The legs actually look relatively similar, although look, actually, no, this was quite a small hitbox comparison to her baggy pants. They're a little bit closer. You see there's this whole length right there, and now there's really just a smidgen. Okay, so this is interesting. So Lifeline definitely going to be a lot more targetable. Wow. And even the head increased. You guys may not notice it right here, but look, it's touching her nose. And look, there's a little gap. It's almost like, I think they brought this. They almost brought it to where this is, and brought this in a little bit. Interesting. Wow, this is going to be a unique change. I wonder how it's going to work out for Lifeline fans. I mean, I'm hopeful, guys. I love Lifeline too. I'm hopeful. All right. Lifeline ultimate excels in gunfights, given her small hitbox. Even with the red shield gone, it's no surprise the smallest character in the game saw an uptick in performance with the removal of low profile. She remains small, but these hitbox changes bring her close to the medium-sized legend. So really just, you know, their data points really indicate, like I was mentioning earlier, if you want a character to win less and you want them to win more, you either you increase the size of their hitbox, or you decrease it, or you take away low profile, which now is no longer really a measuring, a stick that they can use, or a tweak that they can use. But that was another thing that they were seeing, right? Oh, man. Now we got some Bloodhound nerfs. Thank the Lord. Oh, my God. I have been praying for this moment. I have been praying for this moment that I can be behind a rock, that Lifelines and Revenants can live in Apex Legends as one, without being scanned by a damn Bloodhound. Whew. Amen. Eye of the Allfather scan revealed. Time decreased from 4 seconds to 3 seconds. Okay. At least, the reveal time is a full second less. Beast of the Hunt duration increased from 35 to 30 seconds. Time can still be added by downing enemies. So we are going to have less time on the ultimate, less time being revealed. I would say that still doesn't address my main frustration, which is the initial scan reveal constancy in the first place. But I think this is a good direction. This is a good tweak. I'm curious how this will impact my experience against Bloodhound. But I do believe that this is a very balanced nerf to where Bloodhound should still pretty much be the same. But you're talking about buffing one legend who is kind of coming into the meta, like Revenant, and slightly nerfing a legend. Really, the reason Bloodhound is so good, and taking them slightly down. I wonder if this will be the start of some teeter-totter, this movement that could happen. It'd be very interesting. Bloodhound has remained a popular and powerful pick for many seasons now, mostly because of the sheer amount of information that can be gained with one tap of their tactical. Shortening the scan duration still provides a snapshot of information for Bloodhound's teams without stifling all enemies caught anywhere in the large range for a full 4 seconds. Excuse me. Watson, major buff. Watson can now place more than one Nessie at a time. Watson can now place more than one Nessie with her epic emote. This is a major buff, ladies and gentlemen. This is the biggest buff, I think, of the patch notes. There can now be up to 20 Nessies active at any one time on a given map. Until that cap is reached, any Watson can place as many as she likes. When the cap is hit, the oldest Nessie belonging to the Watson who currently owns the most Nessies is removed. Wow. So we have another mini game. How many Nessies can you place on a map in Apex Legends? I mean, because if everyone's racing, it's going to be who just lands first, who stays alive, and who's the last Watson standing, really. Because if you're the last Watson standing, you can get a full 20 Nessies and create some funny stuff, I'm pretty sure. I can't wait to see that happen, guys. That looks absolutely crazy. All right, we're about to get into weapons balance. Dude, this looks so good. I love this image. I love this image right here. I like that one a lot. All right, let's go. P2020 buffs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Come on. All right, P2020 buffs. Here we go. Increased fire rate from 6.25 to 7.0. Nice. Increased base ammo from 12 to 14. Oh, my God. I love this. This is getting to be like kind of a pretty strongish early game weapon. Especially considering that they buffed the Mozambique. You're going to get more ammo per each mag level, and you also get a base ammo of 14. This is going to bring you up to 21 when you would have been at 18 at level 4, and you also fire faster. Okay, Spitfire, guys. All right, I know a lot of you guys have been very adamant that the Spitfire get nerfed. They've increased hipfire spread. The Spitfire has continued to overperform, so we're hitting at close range hipfire accuracy, which should help it bring it in line. So this means that if you're going to use the Spitfire, you're going to be taking the ADS penalty to get the best value from it. If you do not take the ADS penalty, which is the slow that happens when you aim down sights of the weapon, you will then have to hip fire, getting your movement, but you will be less accurate because the guns will have a bigger, wider spread. The bullets will have a bigger, wider spread. Is this the one they needed? Is this the change they needed for the Spitfire? I ask you, are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you not entertained? I'm neutral. I don't know. I still think people get it wrong. I mean, I think we all get it wrong. The Spitfire was the same weapon 2 patches ago, and it got a new identity in how strong it was. And that identity caused everyone to use it. It became the cool kid on the block. It became the thing you had to have. So stock prices rose. So now it's more valuable. So even if you go back to the beginning and you try to nerf it a little bit, it's still got that cachet. So people still use it. It's still a viable choice. Plus, there's not enough competition around some of these other weapons that would take its place. You know? Devotion has gone out of the wind. You know, you're not going to use the Devotion instead. Or, you know, it's really like, some of you might, but in typically high level, you're not. You have to just, there's too much to get it, and the pre-fire was what really kills you. I don't know. I'm excited to see if this quells responses, but I think people complain about the Spitfire too much right now. I just think, like, this just, it's not the end of the world, but I do understand that there have been some issues on consoles specifically, guys, and I do want to relate that I understand that with aim assist on consoles, crouch spamming with a Spitfire can probably be very frustrating. You know, I'm speaking mostly from a PC experience, but I do have to relate that from a console experience, this nerf may be very needed. So hopefully this helps you guys. You let me know in the comments below. All my console fans, all my console people, y'all let me know. All right, 30-30 repeater. Let's go. Let's go. 30-30 buffs. Come on, baby. We told you. We told you. Now, this is something I got right. I got the Spitfire wrong. I said we weren't going to see changes. We are. But the 30-30 repeater, I said, this has to see changes. This weapon is too much of a middle child. It has no place in the family. And I love middle children. My dad's a middle child. My girlfriend's a middle child. I love middle children. Okay? Yeah, am I an oldest, youngest, or a middle child? What do you think about me? You guys let me know in the comment section below. It's curious. It is really interesting when you start looking at people and you go, are you an older child? Or you can kind of, I feel like I can kind of point people out actually at this point. And the answer is interesting. The answer is slightly interesting because there's kind of almost two answers. Okay, so I just think that this gun needed a little bit more of an identity. Slightly increased projectile speed is definitely one of the things that could help it be relevant to the G7 Scout, which is the other counterpart that's going to be doing as much damage pretty much because it fires so much faster, and also be less of a risk to stand there and keep aiming down sights. The G7 is going to get that job done in 2 bullets, but almost at the same speed that you would for 1 bullet with the 30-30, and have 2 chances to hit, and a big headshot is pretty much the same damage. So I just think it was always a better idea, a better choice. Secondly, reduce the charge time almost, it's almost 100%. It's maybe like 70%, which is incredible. That's a really good charge time decrease. This is going to be a much faster weapon in general. It's going to make the weapon zoom faster with its bullets, be more deadly from range, and also get to the charge up in a very significantly less amount of time. I'm very excited about this. 30-30 repeater is a weapon I'm going to be testing a lot. We're going to be testing Revenant a lot. I cannot wait to check this thing out, and I can't wait for you guys to see the impact it's going to have. This, I believe, will change this gun to a very, very solid gun. It's got to hop up this season. Why would you want it, right? All right, I think this is great. Great stuff. Longbow, damage decrease, 55 to 60. Beautiful. This is something that it needs. Just needs a little peppering, a little touch, little spice, little dash, little pinch, okay, of something to make it give a little more panache. I like this. Just 5 extra damage onto the bullets. You'd be surprised how much just a little bit of damage starts to make a weapon matter, because it scales on headshots, it scales on 2 shots. You start to feel it more in fights. It starts to be more and more impressive. I love this with the Longbow. All right, arenas updates. That's it for weapons. Check out arenas. Look at this, Skulltown Arena. All right, so you're going to be in this. I wonder if you have access to the entirety of Skulltown, like this whole little thing. That'll be interesting. So we've got some price adjustments. So this is another big topic that everyone has been talking about. Like, what's going on with the cost of materials or weapons and legends? Is this ever going to get balanced in arenas? Will you balance arenas like you're doing for the BR, or will it be a separate thing? And I believe that, we're finally in a place where arenas have a chance to see, some changes to where these base weapons and their value really cost. And I love this. All right, so we're gonna walk through all of these, right? So the P20, to upgrade a level 3 P20, you're basically going to be really, really a lot cheaper, guys. 25, 75, 150. That's going to total 250 overall. When to do it before, you had to hit 475. It's like 100% cheaper. It is, half the cost to fully upgrade a level 3, which is beautiful. And I think that means with the P2020 buffs, we'll have a lot more fun experimenting with it, right? You're going to be like, how good is the P2020? Go to arenas, buy a level 3, pretty much round 1, and just, an RE45 and check it out, right? I think that's going to be really cool. Okay. It's also going to make for some cool new starting loadouts. The RE45, that goes down, decrease. So again, 225 plus 200. You start with 500. So now you're at 425. You can even buy you can buy some shield cells. You can buy a med kit if you want. This is really nice. EVA, 250 to 300. So looks like you might not be able to get a level 3 P20 and an EVA, which would have been nice as well, but you could still get an EVA and an RE45, which is a nice combo as well. That's a good early game combo, I think. The Mastiff has gone down to 400 from 500 to make it a little bit more. I still think that they're mispricing the EVA. I think the EVA is better than the Mastiff. I think the EVA, in terms of value to the Mastiff, is probably a 350 to 400 comparison versus a 300 to 400. But I don't mind it. It's not really a big deal. The R99 going to 500, so you could actually start with an R99. Very interesting. A Volt considered to be a weapon better, and you cannot actually start with a Volt. So essentially just adjusting the dynamic, because I do think that an early game Volt is actually stronger than an early game R99 when they don't have fully upgraded magazines. The Volt hits for 15. It can be a lot better from range with headshots. It's just a lot more oppressive in terms of a raw bullet damage. And the R99, shows a lot of its lack of power by not being able to one-clip somebody. The Volt is a much more average and balanced weapon with and without a mag, I think, than the R99. So I think this is a nice switch up. The Spitfire actually increases. This means that you're really going to have to go into a lot of your resources if you want to get a Spitfire, even at base, which is heavy. That's a lot, 600. And the L-Star actually increases as well. So if you want to start with anything like an L-Star, you'll have to start to the 500. You know what I find is so amazing? The Havoc, I think, is still one of the best buys in Apex Legends arenas, and it has not been touched. This is so interesting. I feel like this is something you could really take advantage of early, because you could even level 1 upgrade your Havoc, I'm pretty sure, and you can buy an L-Star and be done. Again, the L-Star doesn't really need a lot of upgrades, just a stock and a sight, but still interesting that that's been skipped over. R301, it's going to cost a little bit more to upgrade that. G7, again, it will start at base a little higher from 350 to 400. The G7 Scout level 3 upgrade is actually going down. So that means that the starting price will be a little higher, but they're going to take that off the ending price, so it'll be a little lower. It'll pretty much even out. The 3030 is going to go up from 350 to 400, and that's going to be even with the G7 Scout, which I think, again, hopefully they've tested it and they know that this is what they're thinking. The G7 and the 3030 are now even. If that's the case, that's a huge buff for the 3030, because there's no way it was better than the G7 Scout. But if what I'm looking at is they're internally play testing and they go, the 3030 and the G7 Scout both need to come up. What I would have typically said was G7 goes up, 3030 stays, 350 by. And they've also done this thing where they've given the exact same treatment. So they must be feeling that these weapons are pretty comparable. Arc Stars, they go from 100 to 125, and the gold pack back goes from 250 to 300. Gold pack back is pretty strong for sure. That can win you an arenas game, definitely. I don't mind the Arc Stars as well. Let's get to the Legends, though. I'm curious, because there was a bunch of Legend stuff that always was like, some Ultimates happen every round. Some Ultimates every 2 and 3 rounds. Some Ultimates cost nothing. Some Ultimates cost the whole bank. You know what I'm saying? All your monies. So the ability prices. Okay, so let's do this. So EMP goes down to 500. Drone goes down to 50. I like that. I haven't really tried crypto in arenas. Have you guys tried it? I feel like that could actually be pretty decent. Revenant Death Totem goes down to 500. Thank you. I think 600 is just a lot, especially when you get it every 3 rounds. I just think that's a lot. Lifeline DOC drone, now that it no longer has the shield, goes up to 75. Still strong. Fuse Knuckle Cluster. Oh, look at that. Goes to 7. Look at that. So in arenas, you're going to be able to Knuckle Cluster twice as much. Oh, my God. 150 is 75. Bloodhound Ultimate goes up to 450. I think that's a pretty solid buy. That's like grabbing a G7 Scout or your Bloodhound Ultimate. Seems like a fairish trade. Different play style choice. I'm not mad at any of those. I think those are great. Pathfinder's Grapple starts reduced to 2 charges from 3. Okay, that makes sense. Pathfinder's Zipline round cooldown increased from every round to every other round. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The Pathfinder Ziplines were a meta about to be occurring because it was the best movement in arenas, and I had a team that I played that just Pathfinder Zipline every round, and then we Pathfinder Zipline every round. It was just like, yo, you got to buy your Zipline. Like, you're going to lose high ground if you don't get your Zipline. So every other round, I think, makes it a much more meaningful choice. I think that is something definitely to pay attention to. Rampart Sheila cooldown reduced from every 3 rounds to every other round. I think this is smart, too, because Sheila is not a game-winning, decisive thing in arenas. It puts you in a very straightforward position, and unless you have the perfect positioning, and even if you do, it works for like 1 round only, because then people buy Arc Stars, they buy all this stuff. You got to move from Sheila. It's not that special. Now you're crowded in a corner and backed into the wall that you were at. It's not that great. I've seen people try to use it. It can be used well, but it is not that great in arenas. Watson Interception Pylon round increase every round to every other round. Okay, that makes sense. Octane's launch pad increase from every round to every other round. Thank you. Again, like the zip line, every other round makes sense for that. Octane, are they going to give Revenant every? No, they're not going to do. Okay, Octane Stem Start reduce. So they gave Octane and Pathfinder the same treatment. The mobilities every other round, which was a lot, I think, and I think this is a good balancing change. Added a scoreboard to the map screen. Oh, so you could see kills and assists and damage. Look at this. This is dope. I hope this isn't just in arenas. This is dope. I would love a little drop down like this in the normal BR. But this is great in arenas. I like this as well. That's awesome. You can see your teammates' kills and damage. This is so much to do. You can now report players by pressing space Y in the map screen. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you know, hey, listen, watch out, guys. More report tools. Be a nice boy or girl, all right? From round 3 and onward, you'll now start with a shield battery in addition to 2 syringes and 2 shield cells. Oh, okay. I think this is good. This is going to help, like, make these final rounds a little bit more meaningful. I think they definitely wanted to find some vibe of scaling, but how do they scale it without letting players scale themselves way ahead of their competition? You let everyone scale. So you have a little bit of a longer engagement, like you would have if everyone had Evos, you know, red Evos or purple Evos in late game versus everyone having white Evos early. This is a good decision. I like it. Care packages will also land 5 seconds earlier. Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think care packages created a really weird vibe. Like, this is a good find because it's something I felt but never said. Like, I don't really play around care packages, right? Like, they just take too long. They take too long to drop. They take too long to be around. Chances are they're not better than the weapon at the point that the care package is coming that I've already, like, upgraded to. Like, what you're going to get is a gold R301. It's like, I already upgraded my R301 with my favorite sight, and I'm full mag, you know? I'm like, so I think if they land earlier and it makes more sense to contest and be more involved in a fight as an option, this is definitely a cool thing. I like that. 6-time scope moved from base sniper weapons to level 1 upgrade. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Although buying a level 1 sniper and having no scope is a risky move. I will say that. It's a bit of a risky move. I mean, some weapons can do it well, but yeah, it's a bit of a risky move. We'll see. Okay, so we got the Arena's map. This is a huge patch notes. Look at this. Arena's map adjustments. Party Crasher adjusted circle logic to favor downtown a bit more. Simplified the mini-map's visual language. Cool. I think it didn't hang downtown a lot. It hung on the top of the buildings very often, so that's cool. I like that. Phase Runner. Raise cover height and certain props throughout the map to prevent unfair advantages to large rig legends. Got it. Okay, gotcha. Added a few trees to reduce the ease of spawn sniping. Looking at you, Reptar. Okay. All right. Well, apparently there was some spawn sniping going on thanks to Complexity's Reptar. And so we'll see if that ends up working out. The UI for Purple Devotion now shows the attached turbocharger. Players no longer chosen to jump masters on Legend Select. Updated sniper stock to show an empty slot when needed. Can no longer get stuck in the crouch position after dying while reviving a teammate during a round of arenas. Quality of life changes. Look at this. Okay, great. Updated fuel gauge UI to better indicate when you're using fuel and when you're running low. Got it. Okay. So it looks good. I don't know if this is a significant one for me, but I like that they've kind of got some color changes and they're definitely, you know, upgrading some of the quality of life UX stuff or UI stuff. That's nice. Rampart will now have custom animations for LMG reload. They have no impact on her current reload times. I think that's great. Play into her passive. She needs it. That's a quality of life thing. You rarely remember Rampart's passive is just having a lot of, value more than other legends on SMGs. You don't really, it's hard to, or LMGs, right? It's one of those. I just believe it's LMGs. And so to me, it's cool to upgrade that. All right, we got miscellaneous stuff. Added VO for when your ultimate is ready or not ready. You'll be prompted to tell your team with new VO for each legend. If you didn't see on Twitter, all the legends were in the legend recording booth for the first time live. They were recording new VO. This is probably some of the VO that we're getting right now, guys. At any point in time, you can ping your ultimate icon in your inventory to show your teammate what percentage you're at in quick chat. Oh, that's really good to tell people exactly what percentage of the ultimate you're at. Added VO for when you enter a replicator so your teammates know you're crafting and won't leave you behind. Added VO for pinging a friendly trident. You can now turn off FOV scaling when certain abilities are used. You reduce the frequency of rings ending near out-of-bounds areas like canyon walls or map edges. Okay. Healing items will now play the entire healing sound when used by other players instead of just the beginning and ending. Muting players will now also mute text-to-speech. And here's some bugs that have been fixed with Caustic not getting highlight while in Nox gas. Passive trackers icons will no longer be shown in the endgame of game screen. Fuse, players can now see the number of grenades in the grenade stack when viewed on floor. That's cool. Fix the 1P arm color on board to death to match 3P view. Fuse will no longer produce a third arm when ADSing and using the tactical at the same time. Oh, shucks. I wish I had that third arm back. You always need a third arm in battle. Being struck by a direct hit of Fuse's knuckle cluster will no longer cause Gibraltar's gun shield to take unnecessary damage. Okay, didn't know that was even happening. Gibby's ultimate will no longer damage a friendly's Horizon ult, which should not have happened, and that is a good bug to fix. Gun shield will no longer take additional bleed through damage. Oh, did not know it would take additional damage. So clearly some gun shield bugs fixed there. Horizon's tactical will no longer ascend caustic gas traps or octane jump pads to the heavens. Fix an issue with the appearance of Horizon's teeth when using the golden bosun skin. Oh. Lifeline will no longer use Wraith's animations while in the boxing ring. Enemy care packages will now have loot if the enemy Lifeline leaves the game before it lands. Nice. Fix an issue that was preventing Lifeline's tactical from functioning properly while in caustic gas. So a couple caustic gas issues. Loba completed another pass to prevent Loba from getting into unallowed areas. Fix an issue causing Loba's tactical to improperly fail in the phase runner map and arenas. Yes. Fix an issue that caused Loba's tactical to be improperly disrupted by Horizon's gravity lift. Okay. Mirage. Correcting an issue with Mirage flickering while in the lobby. Fix I don't know about that one. Fix obstructed ADSing while using the compound bow in the 3 times sight. Nice. Nice. I don't know what it is, why Octane had that problem, but that's good. Can no longer swap weapons faster if the holster animation is canceled. Ooh, someone was using some tech right there, guys. Did a zipline pass on Arena's map to prevent Pathfinder getting into unfair positions. Ooh. Rampart fixed a logic error while using Wraith's Portal and Sheila at the same time. Did a pass to allow more place amped walls on Olympus. Fixed an audio issue with Rampart's tactical when in close quarters. Fixed an issue with Sheila disappearing off of Rampart's back if shot during an emote. Players no longer fall under the ground when using Sheila on certain slopes. Death Totem can now be damaged in firing range. Okay, cool. From Revenant. Valkyrie did an environment pass to make sure she's not going to areas that can't be entered. Amped cover will no longer push players into the Geo if Skyward Dive is initiated near it. Valkyrie's ult UI no longer remains on screen if observer switches to another POV. First-person view no longer obstructed while using a shield battery. That's great. Fix an issue where players not being able to cancel being hooked up to Valk's ult. Oh, yeah. If you want to get out of there and you're stuck on the ride, yeah. That's not a fun feeling. Okay, Watson no longer uses Wraith's animations in the boxing ring. The Nessie that Watson leaves behind with her epic emote no longer fall over dead when using a legendary skin. I don't know why. Just the Nessie falling over dead. It's so sad. Addressed a bug that sometimes caused Wraith's Portal improperly appear as open after a player entered it just before it closed. And they've also been able to fix bugs where players have to play one ranked game after a season or split reset for the reset to fully take effect. Note that players who have not played a ranked game recently before this update will still have to play one more game of ranked with their RP changing before this bug is completely fixed. So if you're going to play ranked, like I might play actually on stream today, make sure to just get that game out of the way. Matchmaking will be canceled if the party leader changes the playlist to a mode that a party member is not eligible for. Fix an issue preventing Switch users from scrolling through all their emotes while in handheld mode. Resolved an issue where slowing down controllers' player turn speeds were running at high FPS. Addressed audio issues with Phoenix kits. Entering the Fight Night ring on Olympus should no longer cause you to experience glitches with gunfire audio. Solved the problem caused by having large numbers of friends on Steam and Origin. Noct Legends can now open the inner door inside explosive holds as normal. Your scope sight should no longer flicker while ADSing using the bowcheck bow while riding a trident. Similar to the above, ADSing with a bowcheck bow while riding a zipline should no longer cause flickering. Resolved an issue preventing a ping VO from playing when at a distance from teammates. Fixed an issue that sometimes prevented players from joining a friend's lobby when using the join button from the friends tab. Solved an issue that was preventing respawn beacon audio from triggering properly. Fixed some buttons with weird hitboxes in the clubs tab. Rejecting invites from the clubs tab should now work as expected. Fixed an issue that sometimes prevented loot from appearing as expected in death boxes. The consumable interface should no longer show up on the podium screen. Resolved the rare bug that allowed you to use a shield battery even when the shields were full. Fixed an issue preventing some colorblind settings from appropriately changing the color of enemy HP bars. Colorblind settings are now properly applied to trackers in the Legends tab. Address an issue that sometimes caused the ring to become silent for recently respawned players. Solved the bug with Death UI being shown to players while who reconnected early in the match. The random music pack should no longer play default music on the match summary screen or the lobby. Fix some VFX issues with legendary knockdown shells. And that's patch notes. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Never go. Never stop gaming. I'll see you guys in game. I'm streaming right now. Twitch.tv/Rainy. See you there. Let me know what you think in the comments.